Till last class we did it on credit standard. Now in credit period, this is the formula. I've written it again down also. Delta Ri is equals to delta S1 minus V minus delta SBN into 1 minus tax rate minus K into delta I. So how to find delta I is also written. So we'll solve one sum using the formula. First we'll write down what all is given in the problem. Manish Limited currently provides 45 days of credit to its customers. So it is ACP, we call it as ACP naught, that is ACP 0, original average collection period, which is already going on, that is 45 days. So the company provides 45 days credit. Its present sales are rupees 80 million. So this is S, that is the current sales, 80 million. 1 million is equal to 10 lakhs, so 80 million would be 800 lakhs. The firm's cost of capital is 13%, so this is the value of K, 13% cost of capital. The ratio of variable cost to sales is 0.75. This is nothing but V, variable cost, directly they have given you. It is 0.75. Manish is considering extending its credit period to 60 days. So this is the new credit period. So we'll call it as ACPN, which is a new credit period. From 45 days, he wants to make it 60 days. Okay, then next. Such an extension is likely to push up the sales by 20 million. So this is nothing but increased sale. So we call it as delta S. It will be 20 million, means 200 lakhs. 1 million is equal to 10 lakh. The bad debt proportion on additional sales would be 10%. So this is nothing but your BN, which is 10%. The tax rate for Manish is 35%. So T is equal to 35%. So this is the given data. Using this data, we need to find the change or the effect of such change on the residual income. So because the word residual income is used, we are using the formula method. So first we'll find the value of delta I, because in the main formula, we need to put the value of delta I. So delta I, we have a formula here. We'll put the values one by one. ACPN, which is nothing but the new average collection period, that is 60 days. So 60 minus ACP naught, that is the old average collection period, which is given as 45 days. So here you can see 60 days the new period and 45 days the old period. So we have to do new minus old for the period. Then you have S naught divided by 360. S naught is nothing but the original sales. You can call it as S naught. So which is 80 million, nothing but 800 lakhs divided by 360 plus we have to do this variable cost into variable cost 0.75 they've given you into ACPN, that is the new credit period, which is 60 days, into delta S divided by 360. Delta S is nothing but the increased sales. Okay, so delta S value 200 million oh sorry, 20 million, so which is 200 lakhs divided by 360. So how we are going to solve this? First you do 60 minus 45. How much you get? 60 minus 45? 15.
15.
Now this we have to multiply it. So keep it in the bracket as of now. Then 800 lakhs divided by 360 unit.
2,22,222.22.
2,22,222.22. This is one part. We have to multiply those two plus 0.75 into 60 into divide this 200 lakhs divided by 360. 55,555.55. And now we multiply this 15 into 2,22,222.22. You will get 33 lakh 33,333. 33,33,333 plus multiply 55,555.55 into 60
Ma'am,
days.
we have to do round figure, no, ma'am. If it is 24,99,999.999.
Yes.
25 lakhs, ma'am, then.
So it will be 33 lakh 33,333 plus 25 lakh.
58 lakhs 33,333.
58 lakh 33,333. So this is the value of delta I. Now we'll find delta Ri. Any doubts in finding the delta I value? Was that clear? I'll repeat it again. First you divide this 800 lakh divided by 360 and then 60 minus 45, 15. Then you multiply. In this case also open the bracket, first divide it, then multiply it with 60 and 0.75. Whatever answers you get on both the sides, you add it. So it will be 58 lakh 33,333. Next is delta Ri. I hope it's clear. Any doubts, anybody?
No, ma'am.
Delta Ri, the formula is here it's given. So it is delta S, that means the change in sales value, that is 200 lakh. Into 1 minus V. So 1 minus 0.75 you take in the bracket. V is variable cost proportion, which is given as 0.75. Minus delta S into BN. So delta S is 200 lakhs. Into BN is nothing but the bad debt proportion, which is given here 10%. So 10% means 10 divided by 100, you will take it as 0.1. So you have to do these two minusing, and then whatever answer you get, you do 1 minus the tax rate. The tax rate given is 35%. So 1 minus 0.35 is the tax rate that you minus. Minus K into delta I. The value of K is also given here. 13%. So 0.13 into delta I you calculated 58,33,333. So what we'll do now is first we will multiply. First you minus 1 minus 0.75, you get 0.25. Multiply 200 lakhs with 0.25.
Ma'am, 50 lakhs minus 20 lakhs.
50 lakhs minus, when you do 200 lakhs into 0.1, you will get 20 lakh into 1 minus tax rate. So 1 minus 0.35 will be 0.65. So we have to multiply it with 0.65. And then minus k into delta I, the value of k is 0.13 into 58,33,333.
It's 7,58,333.32.
7,58,333. Now what you do, 50 lakh minus 20 lakh is 30 lakh. 30 lakh into 0.65.
1 lakh, 19 lakh 50,000.
So 19 lakh 50,000 minus 7,58,333.
11 lakh 91,666.68.
Delta Ri is equals to 11 lakh 91,000.
91,666.
0.66, so we'll make it 667.
67.
So here we can see that the impact on the residual income is positive because your delta RI value is positive. So we will recommend the company to relax its credit period from 45 days to 60 days. So that's what the company is asking you. It provides 45 days current credit and it is planning to extend its credit period to 60 days. So we had to show this extension will lead to profit or loss. So when we solve, we could see that the additional profit will be 11,91,667. Therefore, the company should go for relaxing its credit period from 45 days to 60 days. Any doubts in this problem? Was that clear?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
We'll do
Yes,
one
ma'am.
more sum with the residual income formula method and then I'll go to the tabular method. So we write down the formulas. First we'll write what all is given. Z Limited currently provides 30 days of its credit to its customers. So the current credit period, which we call it as average collection period original, or you can call it ACP not, is 30 days. Its present level of sales is rupees 500 lakhs. So you can write S naught, the present level of sales, 500 lakhs. The firm's cost of capital is 10%, so K is equal to 10%. The ratio of variable cost to sales is 0.85, so V is equal to 0.85, the variable cost ratio. Z Limited is considering extending its credit period to 60 days, so the new credit period, we call it as ACPN, which is equal to 60 days. Such an extension is likely to push up sales by rupees 50 lakhs. So this is delta S, the increase in sales value, which they say is equal to 50 lakhs. The bad debt proportion on additional sales is 8%. So this is nothing but the BN value. 8% is the bad debt ratio. The tax rate for Z Limited is 40%. So T is equal to 40%. So these are the values given. Using this, we have to find the delta I and delta Ri values. So let's start with delta I first, because it has to be used as working note in delta Ri, that is the main formula. So increase in investment is equal to ACPN, that is new average collection period, which is 60 days, minus ACP naught, the old average collection period, that is 30 days, into bracket S naught divided by 360. So S naught is 500 lakhs divided by 360 plus the variable cost proportion, which is given as 0.85 into the average collection period new, which is 60 days, into delta S, that is the increased sales, which is 50 lakhs divided by 360. So delta I is equals to 60 minus 30 is 30 days. 500 lakhs divided by 360.
1,38,888.88.
1,38,888.88 plus, if to multiply these two, that we'll do later, plus 0.85 into 60 into 50 lakh divided by 360. 50 lakh divided by 360, how much you get?
13,888.88.
13,888.88. So now we'll multiply 30 into 1,38,888.88. We get 41,66,666 plus 0.85 into 60 into 13,888.88. You get 7,08,333. 332.88, so I'm taking it as 333. So delta I will be 48 lakh. How much is it?
75,000.
48 lakh 75,000. So this is delta I value. Now we'll use the main formula to find the delta Ri value. Delta Ri is equals to delta S, that means change in sales, which is 50 lakh, into 1 minus variable cost. So 1 minus 0.85 is the variable cost, minus delta S into BN. So 50 lakh into BN is nothing but the bad debt proportion, which is given here, 8%. So 0.08 into 1 minus tax rate. Tax rate is 40%, so it's 0.4 minus K, the value of K is 10%, that means 0.1, 10 divided by 100 if I do, into delta I, we found out 48,75,000 in the previous solution that we did. So delta Ri is equals to 50 lakh into 1 minus 0.85,
7,500.
7,500,
Yes, ma'am.
7,50,000, no?
7,50,000.
7,50,000, ma'am.
7,50,000.
50,000 minus 50 lakh into 0.08,
4 lakh.
4 lakh. 1 minus 0.4 is 0.6, which we have to multiply with that, minus 0.1 into 4,87,500. Sorry, 48,75,000. 0.1 into 48,75,000. You will get 4,87,500. So delta Ri is equal to 7,50,000 minus 4 lakh.
3,50,000.
3,50,000 into 0.6. Minus 4,87,500. So you get negative
2,77,500, ma'am. Negative.
2,77,500. So it is minus 2,77,500. So can anyone tell me, should we go for relaxing the credit period or no? Delta Ri is minus 2,77,500, means it has a negative impact on the profit. So if I increase my credit period from 30 days to 60 days, instead of getting added to my profit, it will lead to a loss of 2,77,500. So should we increase from 30 days to 60 days or no?
No, ma'am.
No, because we have a negative value. In my initial classes also, I have told you, you have to always check the delta Ri value. If it is positive, only then you suggest to increase the credit period, relax the standard and all those. If it is negative, then we are not doing it. So here, if they ask you to conclude, you can write as the impact on residual income is negative, we would not suggest the company to increase its credit period from 30 days to 60 days. You want to write it down?
Ma'am, delta I is 48,75,000, ma'am.
48,75,000. Yeah, into 0.1 we do know.
Okay, ma'am.
K into delta I we do in the formula. So K is 0.1, 10% into 48,75,000. So we got 4,87,500.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So we are, you want to write down the note?
Wrote, ma'am.
Okay. Increase in those are not written, write down. Increase in credit period. Increase in credit period from 30 days to 60 days has a negative impact on residual income. Therefore, company should not relax the credit period. I've typed it here. You can, if you have written down, fine. Otherwise, I'll share it with you. You can write down later. Okay, so these two sums were on the residual income word was used and we had to use the formula method. Now we will go to the problem where we have to do it using the tabular way, because if you read the problem carefully, nowhere it is written as residual income. They just asked, should the firm extend the credit period, assume 360 days in a year. So we'll start with the problem. Let's see what all is given. The firm wants to increase its credit period from present 30 to 60 days. Average collection period is likely to increase from 45 to 75 days. The bad debt expenses are likely to increase from 1% to 3%. Total credit sales are likely to increase from present 30,000 to 34,500. The present average cost per unit is 8 rupees, variable cost is 6 rupees, selling price is 10 rupees, and the rate of return is 15%. They have not given the tax rate, so we are not going to take it. Should the firm extend the credit period, assume 360 days in a year. So here residual income part is not mentioned. We have to do it using the tabular way. So I had explained you in my previous class also, whenever we do it using the tabular way, we basically prepare a income statement kind of thing. So we'll prepare an income statement, a present and proposed plan. Or we'll call it as existing and proposed plan. So here you can write the heading if you want, income statement. Okay, so let's see what first we always take sales. What are the existing sales? We'll see. Just see here. Total credit sales are likely to increase from 30,000 to 34,500. That means as of now the sales are 30,000, the existing, and the increased will be 34,500. And the selling price per unit is given here 10 rupees. So we are going to consider this 10 rupees selling price. So current sales are 30,000 units into 10 rupees. So 30,000 into 10, how much you get?
3 lakh.
3 lakh. Then the new sales, it will increase by 34,500 is what they have told. So 34,500 into 10, you will get 3 lakh 45,000. So these are the sales values. From the sales, we always minus the variable cost. So variable cost they've given you in the question. Variable cost is rupees 6. So we are going to multiply 30,000 units into 6 rupees. How much you get? One lakh 80,000. And 34,500 into 6 rupees.
2,07,000.
2,07,000. This is the variable cost. When you minus it, you will get the contribution. Contribution sales minus variable cost. So 3 lakh minus 1 lakh 80,000, it is 1 lakh 20,000. And 3 lakh 45,000 minus 2 lakh 7,000, it is 1 lakh 38,000. From this, next we minus the fixed cost. So we write less fixed cost. Now look at the problem. They have not mentioned the fixed cost anywhere, but they have told you that the average cost per unit is 8 rupees. So we'll have to find the fixed cost. I'll show it here itself. The average cost is 8 rupees. From this we'll minus variable cost, which is given 6 rupees. So from 8 rupees we will minus 6 rupees. We will get fixed cost. How much it is? 2 rupees. Okay, so I did nothing but 8 minus 2, or I'll show it here only in the equation. 8 minus 6, fixed cost you will get it as 2 rupees. So out of the total 8 rupees average cost, variable cost is 6 rupees and fixed cost is 2 rupees. So we will write here less fixed cost, 30,000 units into 2 rupees. So 30,000 into 2, how much is it? 60,000. Now can anybody tell me what should be the fixed cost for proposed plan? I've taken same 60,000. Can anyone tell me why I've taken it same?
Ma'am, it is fixed cost, ma'am.
Because it is fixed cost. They have not told by increase.
Ma'am, because it is fixed cost. It won't change.
It won't change. And they have not told anywhere that because of increase in sales, the fixed cost is also increasing. That means it is not increasing, it has to remain fixed. And we always take it on the actual or original sales, not on the increased sales. So the actual sales as of today are 30,000 units. On that 2 rupees you're spending for fixed cost. So 60,000 is fixed cost. Even if you produce more, even if you produce 34,500, fixed cost will remain fixed. It will not change with increase in your production. Is that clear? Any doubts here? Now they have also
Clear,
given
ma'am.
they have given you bad debts. So we have to do less bad debts. So the bad debt percentage here you can see the bad debts are likely, the bad debt expenses are likely to increase from current 1% to 3% of sales. Current it is 1% and increased it will be 3%. So current means on the current sales, the current sales are 3 lakh. I'm taking sales, not the units. See here is the sales value, the amount. So on 3 lakh, 1% I have to calculate. 1% is 1 divided by 100. So that will come to 3,000 rupees. Then on the new sales, that is 3,45,000 rupees. It is going to be 3%. So 3 divided by 100, which will be equal to
10,350.
10,350. So this is the sales, bad debt value, bad debt on the sales amount, not on the units. So I've taken the amount 3 lakh and 3,45,000 and calculated the rates that are given. So when we less both of this, we will get earning before tax. So earning before tax from contribution, you minus these two. So 1,20,000 minus 60,000 minus 3,000. If I do, I get 57,000. And 1,38,000 minus 60,000 and 10,350. You will get 67,650. So this is earning before tax. From this, we have to minus tax. The tax rate is not given in the problem, therefore I'm writing it as nil, or you can write it as 0. There is no tax. So you will get earnings after tax. It will be same, 57,000 and 67,650. Now the last thing that we will minus is less cost of additional investment, or we'll also call it as cost of delta I. So this we have to calculate, and in my previous session also I had explained you we can do it through working note. So additional investment, existing and proposed. First we have to, there is a formula to do it, that is nothing but cost divided by debtors turnover ratio. So first we have to find the debtors turnover ratio for both the plans. So debtors turnover ratio. Can anybody tell me the formula for debtors turnover ratio?
360 divided by average collection period.
360 divided by average collection period. So we'll see what is the average collection period for existing plan. See here, all of you, listen to me carefully. They have told you a firm wants to increase credit period from present 30 to 60 days. The average collection period is likely to increase from 45 to 75 days. We are interested in this average collection period and not in the credit period alone. So we will take the average collection period into account. Keep this in mind. I'm taking the average collection period, not the credit period. When both are given, you take the average collection period, because we are using in the formula ACP, that is nothing but average collection period. Okay, so it is going to increase from 45 to 75, means today existing is 45 and the new would be 75. So first for the present or existing plan, we will do 360 divided by 45. How much you get? 8 times?
8.
Yes. And for the new, we'll take 360 divided by 75. First, it will increase from 45 to 75. So 360 divided by 75, you get 4.8 times. So we have the debtors turnover ratio. Now we'll find the additional investment or your delta I. I told you the formula is cost divided by debtors turnover ratio. Okay, or you can also say variable cost plus fixed cost divided by debtors turnover ratio. So how are we getting the cost? It's nothing but variable cost plus fixed cost. So we have the values here. If you see the variable cost, 1,80,000. And the fixed cost is 60,000. So 1,80,000 plus 60.
2,40,000.
2,40,000 divided by debtors turnover ratio is 8 times in the existing plan. So 2,40,000 divided by 8, you will get the answer as
30,000.
30,000. Then in case of the proposed plan, the variable cost is 2,07,000 and the fixed cost is 60,000. So 2,07,000 plus 60 is 2,67,000 divided by 4.8 times is the debtors turnover ratio. So it will be 55,625, correct? So this
Yes,
is
ma'am.
your additional investment. Now we need the cost of additional investment. So cost of additional investment will be A into the additional investment, whatever you have. So the value of K is nothing but the cost of capital, which is given here. The expected rate of return is 15%. So we're going to take this 15% to calculate. So here we'll write the additional investment was 30,000. So 30,000 into 15 divided by 100. So how much you get?
4,500.
4,500. Then we do 55,625 into 15 divided by 100. How much you get?
8,343.75.
So we'll take it as 8,344. So 4,500 and 8,344. When we minus this, we will get the profit. So 57,000 minus 4,500, you will get 52,500, and 67,650 minus 8,344, you will get 59,306. Is that clear, everybody? Now, out of the two, which is the highest, 52,500
Yes,
or
ma'am.
59,306?
59,306.
So we are going to use the proposed plan, and we are going to say,
Proposed
yes,
plan.
we are going to say that the proposed plan should be selected because it has the highest value. Okay, any doubts with this problem till here? I hope everything was clear. And now if you have observed, it is similar like we did for credit standards. I had told you there will be no difference in the tabular method. Whichever problem they give, you should know the format. So above only I solved the credit standard. If you see, everything is same. Only thing is here they are given bad debt, so we have taken. In the previous they have not given, so we have not taken it. Okay. Now let's just see the next problem. So I'm doing the 10th problem now. I think the 11th one is same as the 9th one. Okay, delete it. Okay, let's do the 10th one first. The company is currently selling 1 lakh units of its product at rupees 50 each. At the current level of production, the cost per unit is 45. They've given you 1 lakh units and they've told the selling price is 50 rupees. 45 is the cost per unit, in which variable cost is 40 rupees. The company is currently extending 1 month credit and is planning to extend the credit period to 2 months with an expectation that sales will increase by 25%. If the required rate of return before tax is 30%, suggest if the new credit policy is desirable. So let us see how the company would work on it. So as of now, they have 1 lakh unit of sales. We prepare the income statement. First, we take sales. 1 lakh units are sold at rupees 50 per unit is what was told. So 1 lakh into 50, you get 50 lakhs. And then for the proposed, see what they have told. With an expectation that the sales will increase by 25%. So they are expecting the sales figure to increase by 25%. So if they were selling 1 lakh units earlier, now they will sell 1 lakh units plus 25% of 1 lakh. 25% of 1 lakh will be equal to 25,000. So it will be 1,25,000 units into 50 rupees per unit. Which will come to 62,50,000. Just see all of you, I hope you're understanding what I have done. In the existing sales, it is 1 lakh units into 50. Then proposed sales, they said it will increase by 25%. So I've done 1 lakh plus 25% of 1 lakh, which is 1,25,000 units into 50 rupees is the selling price per unit. So that comes to 162,50,000. From this we have to less. Any doubts still here?
No, ma'am.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
From this we have to less the variable cost, 1 lakh units into the variable cost per unit is given here. Variable cost per unit is 40. So 1 lakh into 40 we will do for the first existing plan, which comes to 40 lakhs. And for the proposed plan, it will be 1,25,000 units into 40. 1,25,000 into 40 to get it as
50 lakhs.
50 lakhs. Now here you can write contribution. So it is sales minus variable cost. So 50 lakh minus 40 lakh, it will be 10 lakh. And 62 lakh 50,000 minus 50 lakh, it will be 12 lakh 50,000. From this we have to less fixed cost. Okay, let's see if they've given the fixed cost value. Just see here, they have not mentioned anything about the fixed cost, but they have said that at the current level of sales, the cost is rupees 45 per unit. So that is nothing but the average cost. From this, the variable cost is 40. So how do I find the fixed cost? I'll do average cost 45 minus variable cost 40 to get the fixed cost is equal to fixed cost. How much? 45 minus 40? 5. Okay, so the fixed cost is 5 rupees. Original units is 1 lakh units. So 1 lakh into 5. So how much will be the fixed cost? 5 lakh and 5 lakh. Same for both the cases because the fixed cost won't change with increase in sales. So whatever is the original number of units into 5 if you do, you will get the fixed cost. Now what next we have to do? We have to search if there is any bad debt. So if we read it carefully, we didn't find any bad debt proportion. So there are no bad debts. We will minus contribution minus fixed cost to get the earning before tax. So 10 lakh minus 5 lakh is 5 lakh. 10 lakh 50,000 minus 5 lakh is 7 lakh 50,000. Okay, next we have to find the cost of additional investment. So additional investment here, first we'll find the debtors turnover ratio.
Ma'am, tax.
Tax is not given, just see here carefully. If the required rate of return before tax is 30%. So this is not the tax rate, it is the value of K because it is the required rate of return. And required rate of return will be always given before tax. So they have mentioned that word here that it is before tax and that is 30%. There's no other rate given. So that's why I'm not taking tax. So here we can write less tax 0. Are you clear why tax is not taken? Doubts anybody?
No, ma'am.
So earning after tax will be the same. and show tax is 0 so that the valuator understands that even if tax is given, you ready to take it. Okay, so debtors turnover ratio, the formula 360 divided by average collection period. For the existing, the company is currently extending 1 month credit. So existing the credit is 1 month. And it is planning to extend it to 2 months. So 1 month means how many days in a month? 30 days. We don't know which month it is, whether it is Jan month, Feb month, March. So 31 days, we should take 30, 27. We are not aware. So on an average, 30 days in a month. So we'll take it as 30. Is that clear? Any doubts?
Yes, ma'am.
So 360 divided by 30.
12.
12 times. And for the proposed plan, it was 2 months. So 2 months means how many days? 30 plus 30. 2 months, right? So how many? 60 days. 360 divided by 60.
6 times.
6 times. So these are the values that we should be taking as debtors turnover ratio. Now we'll do additional investment is equals to, if you want to write the formula as variable cost plus fixed cost, which is nothing but the total cost divided by debtors turnover ratio. Here we'll take the variable cost plus fixed cost. Variable cost is 40 lakh for existing and fixed cost is 5 lakh. So I'll take it here as 45 lakh divided by 12 times because the turnover ratio was 12. So 45 lakh divided by 12.
3,75,000.
Next we will do the variable cost is 50 lakh and 5 lakh is fixed cost. So it will be 55 lakh divided by 6 times.
9,16,666.66.
9,16,667 you take it. So this is a additional investment. Now we'll minus the cost of additional investment from here. To find the cost of additional investment, we'll do K into additional investment. So for the existing plan, the value of K is 30% is what they've given here. See here, the required rate of return before tax is 30%. So 30%, or you can write it as 3,75,000, the existing additional investment into 30%. So 30 divided by 100. How much you get? 3,75,000 into 30%.
1,12,500.
1,12,500.
1,12,500.
Okay, then next, for the proposed plan, 9,16,667 into 30%. How much you get?
2,75,000.1.
2,75,000 we take it. We will not consider that point. Okay, now if I minus this from earning after tax, 5 lakh minus 1,12,500.
3,87,500.
3,87,500. And in the next case, 7,50,000 minus 2,75,000.
4,75,000.
Which one is the highest profit? 4 lakh. 75
Proposed.
is the highest, so we will go for the proposed plan, that is the highest profit. So the company can think of relaxing its credit period from 1 month to 2 months. So the company is currently extending its credit period from 1 month credit, it's planning to extend it to 2 months. So they can do it because we have more profit as compared to the existing. Is that clear? The 11th sum is exactly similar like the 9th one, so I deleted it. Let's do the next one. So this sum, it will take another 15-20 minutes. I hope it's okay and we can continue, right?
Sure, ma'am.
Or will you try this at home?
Sure, ma'am.
Just read it once and see if there is any technicality which you can't do. A Limited has current annual sales of 8 lakh. Its average age of accounts receivable is 60 days. It is contemplating a change in its credit policy that is expected to increase the sales to 10 lakh. So they've given you sales 8 lakh and 10 lakh rupees both, and increase the average age of accounts receivable by 72 days. So ACP current it is 60 days and new it is 72 days. The sale price is 25 per unit, variable cost is 12 and the average cost is 17. Assuming 360 days a year, cost of capital 10%, find the profit and suggest the company should go for change in credit. Okay, let's do it. Because they have not given you units, I have to first show you how to find from the sales amount, how to find the units, because variable cost and all is given per unit basis. So I'll do it. Okay, first we'll take the sales, which is given as 8 lakh and 10 lakh. See here in the problem, its annual sales is 8 lakh, current annual sales, and the increased sales will be 10 lakh. So 8 lakh and 10 lakh is what is given as sales. From this we minus the variable cost, so we write a less variable cost. So variable cost is given here, variable cost per unit is 12 rupees. So per unit cost is given, we need to find the number of units. So I'll show it here. You can write it as working note. Number of units is equal to total sales divided by selling price per unit. Okay, so number of units. First we'll do for existing. What is the total sales for existing? 8 lakh divided by, here they've given you, if you observe, the sale price is rupees 25 per unit. Can you all see it?
Yes, ma'am.
The sale price is 25. So we'll use that. Okay, so 8 lakh divided by 25, you will get the number of units. Total sales divided by selling price per unit. How much you get? 32,000 units. This is existing. Then we do the proposed. In case of proposed, your sales are 10 lakh. So 10 lakh divided by 25 is the selling price per unit.
40,000.
So 40,000 units. So now we have the number of units. Now we can find the variable cost. Variable cost per unit is 12 and 32,000 and 40,000 is the, so 32,000 is the sales units for the first case into variable cost per unit 12. So 32,000 into 12.
3,84,000.
3,84,000. And in the next case, the sales was 40,000. So 40,000 units into 12.
4,80,000.
4,80,000. So you do sales minus variable cost, you get the contribution. Eight lakh minus 3,84,000. Four lakh 16,000 you get. And 10 lakh minus 4,80,000. Three lakh 80 you get. Sorry, 1 second. Huh?
5,20,000.
5 lakh 20. From this we'll minus the fixed cost. Fixed cost, see here, they have not given you the amount of fixed cost. They have said the average cost per unit is 17. So we need to find the fixed cost. So you can write one more working note on fixed cost. Fixed cost per unit. And this was working note on number of units sold. Okay, so fixed cost per unit, what we do, average cost, which is given as 17 rupees minus variable cost, which is given as 12 rupees, which is equal to fixed cost. So 17 minus 12, it will be 5 rupees. So fixed cost is 5 rupees. And the original sales is 32,000 units. So 32,000 into 5. 1,60,000 you get. Fixed cost remains fixed, so I'm taking the same on both the sides. There's no bad debt ratio or anything that is mentioned in the problem. So no bad debts, and there is no tax rate also given. So we'll just less it and we'll find the earning before tax. 4,16,000 minus 1,60,000.
2,56,000.
2,56,000. Then 5,20,000 minus 1,60,000.
3,60,000.
3,60,000. So there will be less tax. 0 and 0. So we get here earning after tax. Now from this will less the cost of additional investment. So additional investment, we first need the debtors turnover ratio, which is 360 divided by average collection period. So the average age of the accounts receivable is 60 days as of today, the current period. So 360 divided by 60, 6 you get. And the new average collection age is 72 days. So 360 divided by 72 you do. 5 you do. Now we'll find the additional investment, that is variable cost plus fixed cost divided by debtors turnover ratio. So 3,84,000 plus 1,60,000. 5,44,000 divided by 6. You get 90,667. Next, 4,80,000 plus 1,60,000. Variable cost is 4,80,000 plus fixed cost 1,60,000.
6,40,000.
6,40,000 divided by 5.
1,28,000.
So you get it as 1,28,000. So this is the additional investment, 90,667 and 1,28,000. So we'll find it is K into additional investment. So K is nothing but the cost of capital, which they've told is 10%. So 90,667 into 10%. We'll get
9,067.
9,067. Next, 1,28,000 into 10%. 10 divided by 100. 12,800. So you minus it and find the profit. 2,56,000 minus 9,067. 2,46,933 you get. And 3,60,000 minus 12,800. 3,47,200. Which is the highest profit
Proposed.
proposed. So we will go for the proposed. Are you all getting these sums? Any doubts?